Hey dolls! Today I'm talking about a doll line that, well, how do I put this? Yeah, it was really bad. My last video was about a doll series that I really like, so naturally I thought I'd switch it up this week by being super negative and talking about a doll line that I really hate. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't go anywhere near as far as saying I hate the series that I'm about to discuss. I like how I say I'm about to discuss, like you didn't read the video title. Anyway, in fact, I played with these dolls a lot and really enjoyed them as a kid, but in hindsight, they were kinda garbage. And these dolls that I'm going to talk about today are the Barbie and the Diamond Castle movie dolls. 2 voices, 1 song, more like 2 voices, 1 out of 5 stars. I'm sorry. I had to. Before I tell you what I don't like about these dolls, let me give you some background information. I'm mainly going to be discussing the dolls for the 2 protagonists, Lyanna and Alexa, while also briefly mentioning the 3 muses of music, Melody, Dory, and Phaedra. There were other Diamond Castle dolls and toys made, but the ones that I just listed are what I had when I was young. I played with these dolls a lot, but I still have plenty of criticisms about them, mostly Lyanna and Alexa. However, the 3 muses aren't safe. I'll be pointlessly complaining about them too. Unfortunately, I don't own these dolls anymore, so I won't be able to show you the dolls themselves, but I'll show you pictures and videos of the dolls that I find on the internet. So, in no particular order, here is a list of things I do not like about the Diamond Castle dolls. Number 1. Lyanna's dress transformation mechanism didn't work very well, like at all. So there's this plastic thing on her back. It looks like a bow. You twist it and the 3 panels that make up the front of her dress flip over to reveal an intricate sparkly design inspired by the end of the movie. But like I said, it doesn't work very well. It's really clunky and the dress panels stick up all funny, especially on the side with the simple design. Although I wouldn't be surprised if this issue was common for other Lyanna dolls, I suppose my specific doll could have just been defective. If you owned the Lyanna doll and experienced similar issues to mine, let me know in the comments. Alexa's transformation was much more simple. I think you pulled a string in the back and unvelcroed the front or something like that. It was less flashy, but also a lot less annoying to deal with. Number 2. Lyanna's legs. Now this sounds like a weird thing to complain about, but hear me out. Hidden underneath one disappointment was another mess. For whatever reason, Lyanna was given these plastic legs with no articulation below the hips, and they were pink. For whatever reason. Because why not? Thankfully, Alexa had the typical rubbery bend and snap legs of the time. Number 3, and this is another problem with Lyanna specifically. Her dress is permanently stuck on her, so it's impossible for her to wear anything else. I remember sitting there for ages as a kid trying to get her dress off. I wanted to change her into a casual wear to be a high school student, but it was pointless. No matter what I did, I couldn't get the gown off. Again, Alexa didn't have that problem. And that's fine, I honestly liked her doll better anyway. Although, I do think it's kind of weird that Lyanna had this fancy transformation that even made sound, whereas Alexa got a less complex design. Number 4. The Weird Arm Articulation. Both Lyanna and Alexa's arms were permanently bent at this wacky, unnatural looking angle. I get what they were going for, like they hold hands and they sing together and stuff, but why not give them elbow articulation instead? Is that too much to ask for? Number 5. Okay, I'm just gonna be completely honest here. Respectfully, I think Lyanna's face is ugly. There were a couple of years between like 2007 and 2009 that Barbie's face mold looked, I don't know, strangely ugly? Is it just me? Does anyone else agree? Like, let me know what you think in the comments, because I've always felt this way, but maybe it's just me. Alexa's face is really beautiful. I used her as a main character in a series that I was writing as a teenager. It was a mermaid show. I wrote a lot of episodes and was really proud of the characters, but unfortunately only 1 episode was filmed and it was never published or anything like that. This was a long time ago. I was in like 10th grade. This is old news, but it is fun to look back on. But anyway, on to the next one. Number 6, the short battery life. I think the batteries on my Lyanna and Alexa dolls only lasted a few years, and this doesn't seem too bad, but for reference, my childhood Princess and the Pauper dolls lasted for like well over 10 years with rigorous play. To be honest, I bet that if I went all the way back to my childhood house and pressed the buttons on Annalise's and Erica's backs, they still sang. Like literally, I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, this isn't a huge deal, and maybe other people didn't have this issue with their dolls, but I figured I'd bring it up anyway. Number 7, the Three Muses' bizarre proportions. The Three Muses had these weirdly large heads and then short, slender bodies with elongated feet. The unique proportions severely limited their clothing options. Maybe they could fit petite Barbie clothes, but I don't own the original dolls anymore, so I can't test this out. However, I do have a rebodied Dory doll, and she is absolutely beautiful. I love her curly hair and crooked smirk. But as I was saying, another problem is that the big head and the small body combination made them very fragile, which, as a kid, I didn't realize until it was too late. Yeah, it was a very sad day when Phaedra's head fell off. Anytime any of my dolls' heads falls off, I have the exact same reaction every time. And here's what I'll do. Okay, so when I realize that the head has fallen off, I just stare at it for a couple of seconds, and then I start laughing uncontrollably. And this isn't like, haha, so funny, my doll's head just fell off. This is like, I'm in shock, I can't believe this, absolutely devastated every single time. And then I start crying, but you know, I know there's ways to fix it, but it's still kind of jarring when your doll's head falls off. But anyway, tangent over. The Three Muses' faces are really pretty. I know Dory's face mold is unique to her doll and hasn't been used since her, as far as I'm aware. That could be true for the other dolls too, but I'm not sure. And lastly, the Jeremy/Ian doll. I never owned him myself, but personally, it bothers me that they released one doll for 2 characters. I mean, I understand that they're identical twins, so they look similar and all that, but honestly, that's a flaw in Mattel's character design by making them look so similar. Yes, they are twins, but that doesn't mean they have to look the same. In fact, they should look different and have distinct visual as well as personality differences. As a twin myself, I don't like the subtle pushing of the stereotype that twins are 2 of the same person, but that's just my opinion. Am I just overanalyzing a Barbie movie? Absolutely. But it's still something that I wanted to bring up. Maybe no one else is too annoyed by this. I don't know. If you've ever thought something similar to me about Jeremy and Ian, let me know in the comments down below. Now, I just complained a lot about these dolls, but they do have some redeeming qualities. Most of them have beautiful faces, and for the most part, the dolls were accurate to the movie. I liked the friendship concept with the switches on Lyanna's and Alexa's opposite hands and how they sang together. By the way, the music in this movie was phenomenal. I revisited it while writing this script. Songs from the soundtrack are like always stuck in my head. I'm not even kidding. They live in my brain rent-free. I recommend you give the music a listen too if you feel like it. As I was saying, overall the quality of the dolls was pretty decent and the unique face molds were really cool. So yeah, that's all I've got today. Let me know your thoughts on these dolls and if you've ever had them. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please subscribe if you want, and check out my original series drama called Mind Games. You can also follow me on Instagram at MillieWillowsDoll, as well as Twitter at MillieWillows59. See you later!